Today we'll be working on the Consew 206RB industrial sewing machine. I've already taken the machine head off of the table. I've gone through it, cleaned it up, oiled it. It's working good. So what we're going to do is kind of look at the operation of the machine, and I'm going to get the table put back together. When I do this, I go ahead and repaint everything. I've got the bobbin winder over here repainted. I've got the toolbox off there, didn't repaint that, but I've got a lot of components in there. And here's the bobbin holder. And then if you want to take a quick look over here, I always take these clutch motors apart. I have another video on how to do this if you want to watch that. I take the clutch motor, the actual clutch part off. I go ahead and clean this disc up, check the brake pad. That's this pad in the back, so when you let off your pedal, or when you push on the back of the pedal on the sewing machine, it'll engage the brake right away in case you need to quickly stop the industrial sewing process. And here you can see the cork on this motor. When you fire up this motor, it's going to start this weight spinning, and then as you depress the pedal, it'll put that disc up against this cork pad. When these cork pads get glazed over is when you run into trouble with your machine wanting to not engage. Then all of a sudden it engages and it just takes off. And a lot of people complain industrial machines run too fast, you can't engage them slowly. Well, it's because this has never been taken care of. If you decide that you want to clean your clutch motor, the way I go about doing it is, if this was set up properly when you went to buy the machine, put a reference mark on these two components, because you can change the angle of this engagement lever. And then it's just a simple matter of, you're going to see three areas where there's a screw with a little retaining bracket here. Just take these off. There'll be three of them. Just look around the part of the machine here. Trying to do this while I look through the back. And once you get those three off, this is just sitting on a rim. Just grab this lever here and give it a tug. If that doesn't work, if it's a little bit tight, just take a rubber mallet, a dead blow hammer, and tap on that. It'll come off. And then you can get a cork in there and the metal disc to clean them up and then put it back together. All right, let's continue. I'm getting the K-legs put onto the tabletop. Let me just show you quickly how these attach. If you have these brass inserts, it's just going to be a bolt and a washer that will hold the K-leg on. I have it out of the way. Some of these, though, were done a little more quickly, and they would just drill a hole into the tabletop, run in a lag screw with a washer. I've got the K-legs set on the tabletop. I've got everything tightened down. I recommend you put the components together loosely before tightening them down, just to make sure things fit. And let me zoom in here and I'll give you a quick reference on the measurements. I usually keep these, the K-leg about 2 inches back from the front of the table. And another good starting point up here would be keep the cross member about 6 inches back from the front of this foot on both sides. And then when you come back here, when you put your linkage on, I like the foot pedal at a certain angle, so I just set the foot pedal to that angle and then go ahead and tighten down this retaining clip right here. It's just one bolt that goes in, and friction fits those together. If you don't like it when you sit down, you can always make adjustments to that, but this is a good starting point for me. Then I'll go ahead and get this flipped back over, and I can start to put a few more pieces on the top, like the bobbin winder and the two spool thread holder. All right, let's continue. I have the industrial sewing machine table right way up now, and I've got the just did a little bit of quick cleaning, cleaned some of the residual tape off that the previous owner had on here, masking tape and whatnot, and cleaned out the drip pan. Obviously that's going to have old oil and thread and fuzz and whatnot in there. And I repainted this yesterday, this thread bobbin winder. And if you take a quick look at this, there's a little hole right here. That's where you can put a drop of oil in and spin this over so it spins easily. Also the hinge points on here. I just have this loosely mounted on the table until I get the belt on, just so it doesn't get in my way. Have the 2 spool thread stand set up here. Unfortunate that this machine, the 206RB, does use this large bobbin, which will hold a lot of thread if you're using a heavier thread. The person I did get this from did a lot of really nice upholstery work, and her son showed me some of the furniture she had redone, and it was really nice, so I was glad to get the machine. Another thing I want to show you here, something I like about these motors is the fact that this one is the, let me zoom in, 1725 RPM motor. So it doesn't spin as quickly as some of them, run a lot faster than this. I like the 1725. Here's the Consew 206RB all set up. I've got my toolbox on over here. Got that taken care of. The thread stand. Got that loaded up with some thread. Let me zoom in here. I've got some nylon, bonded nylon size 69 in there. The previous owner had quite a large needle in, but it'll work for demonstration. I think it's about a 22. And then I did, once I got the belt on properly, I just slid this bobbin winder back a little bit, so when you click this, it engages and you can wind your bobbin. And yeah, if you want to hang around here a second, I'll have to go run and get the tripod, and I'll do a quick demonstration here of the machine working. And then after that, if you want to stick around a little longer, I will take the thread out and show you how to thread the machine, in case you don't know how to do that if you just picked one of these up. But yeah, I did make a few adjustments, because if I'm going to do a decent demonstration, I needed to adjust that knee lift a little bit, and I tipped the pedal back quite far. That's the way I like it. So stick around and I'll show it running. But I just want to show that it can sew slowly after it's been cleaned. I'll just put the needle in, bring it up a little bit, use my knee lift to lift the foot so I can turn around, and we'll go this way. I'm doing my best to control the speed with the foot pedal. I'm not real used to the machine yet. Reverse is right here. Just to show you that the machine will run quickly, I'll demonstrate that too. That's about the top speed with the 1725 motor that's on here. Well, I'll do it. That's top speed. I don't know why you'd want to sew that quickly, unless you're in a commercial setting, but yeah, this is kind of addictive, so I better quit the demo here. And it is a Tech 69 thread and a size 22 needle. Same down below. It's a different color, but you can see it's pulling the stitches up properly. It's the same gauge thread. That's what was on the bobbin when I picked the machine up. So I'm going to change the camera angle and I'll show you how to thread this. Obviously, you'll be starting by putting your thread on the thread stand and running it up through that hook, and then you're going to bring it back down to the machine. You should have a spool pin on top of the machine, and you can just candy cane it around like that, and then you're going to head over to this other thread guide right over here. I have mine tipped down at this angle. Some people have them horizontal. I like it this way. It brings my thread right into the top of the upper tension assembly here, and I'll have to change again to show you how to do that. Okay, I've removed the thread from the needle, and I've gotten to this point where we've candy caned down around this upper thread guide. You're going to want to go over the top of this tensioner around like this, and then under this guide right here for your take-up spring. And then the trick is going to be, if you can see right here, there's a little indicator right in there. I want to pull the take-up spring to the point. I might have to put my finger on the thread here till it clicks through that, and now it's in the right way. So every time the take-up lever comes down, it'll take up some of the slack in the thread, and then you just simply have to go through this guide right here I would normally have it in the up position, but I want to make sure the camera can get it. Run it through the take-up lever. Get it off that. Run it back up. And then we come back through this guide again, through this guide, through this guide. There's going to be a little guide down here by the needle. Go through the back of that. Yours might be broken off. If it is, that's not really a big deal. And then the needle is set in such a way that the scarf of the hook is towards the post side. So your thread goes through like this. And then once you have that, you'll want to turn the hand wheel and take your thread ripper or something with a point and just get your needle going, or your thread going under the foot like that. And then bring your threads to the back. Make sure you have some slack there, so when you start, you can hang onto these threads so that the machine doesn't pull them as the feet walk forward. Completes the setup of the Consew 206RB and demonstration. I hope you liked the video and you learned something. If you did, please subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. That way it helps me out and inspires me to make more videos. It is a little bit of a task to go out and find these machines, but I enjoy working on them, and if I didn't, I wouldn't have 200 videos on YouTube about sewing machines. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. See ya.